Welcome to the 32nd episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to those returning viewers, and for those of you who are watching us for the first time, glad you could be here. Today's adventure takes us to Belleville, Ontario, which is about an hour and a half east of Toronto. So we're excited to share that with you. But before we begin, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
Well, I think we're going to talk about what I'm wearing,
Yes.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
So last episode, we had the conversation, you and I, and with the viewers, about the Red Robin shawl. It's by Helen Stewart. There it is. It's a one skein fingering weight shawl. This is in Leo and Roxy 80-20 sock, and this is the Omen colorway. And the big debate was, do I put tassels on, do I not put tassels on? So thank you to every one of you who helped out. And the decision was, majority rules in this case, and that we would go with the tassels. And I'm really happy because it does weigh it down. It's a little bit of it's not quite as wide a shawl, so it helps to weigh it down.
I think all of the viewers was a perfect choice, and I don't think really anybody said not to put them on. I think everybody was like, I think I was the only one. But
I think there was somebody else with you.
Oh, was there? Okay,
yep, exactly.
Well, I think it was a good choice to put them on because it looks fantastic on you, and I think it just changed the look of it totally, but in a nice way. So
okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Exactly. And next, we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a shawl. It is the Hipster shawl by Locatelli. There's what it looks like. And if you noticed, I handed this to May so she would hold on to this so we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Green piece of paper, if you can see our last podcast.
Exactly.
It was there.
It was a whole ensemble all of its own. But
anyway, there it is.
That's right. Now, technically, I guess not quite a finished object because it is...
You haven't put the ends in it?
I haven't put the tassels on yet, so let me get this turned around. It is a beautiful shawl.
Color's gorgeous.
It's got a textured pattern to it. So not only are there these... I'm going to turn it around. I think we need to do that. That's okay. Not only do you have these lovely little crisscross things, but in between the two, there is a textured pattern. I think, to be honest with you, when it blocks, it probably will show up a little bit better. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I had this yarn, and that is, it's called Mad Science One of Kind Iris Worsted by Shelridge Yarns.
It's a heavier yarn, I would think.
It is. It's a worsted weight, so it's not going to be something I can even pretend to think that in the summer it would be great. Yeah, and I've used up almost 3 skeins, and I still have to put on the tassels. And my understanding is there's a lot of them. But it does make the shawl, so I want to wash it, well, soak it in some soak, block it, and then I'll start worrying about where to put the tassels on.
Colors are great. You can probably see that, I'm hoping, in your
Yeah, it's a real tonal purple.
monitors.
I really, really love it.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's purple, but I
nice.
like the tonal piece of that.
That'll
so
be
that's
really nice
really
when it's all
good.
done.
And as most of you know, we're in that baby mode because family members and friends' kids are having babies, and so that's what we did. So let's talk first of all about car seat blankets because they seem to be a favorite. So I have a pink one and a blue one. I have a blue one that's already been a gift, so I'm going to ask May to put up a picture here, and I'll talk to you about it while you see it. So this is with, it's a knit car seat blanket by Maxim, and this blue one is actually the aqua one on this picture. Okay, it's got a really neat pattern. It made it a little bit smaller than the other ones that I'd made, but I like it. The yarn is Baby Value by Maxim. And once again, it's a kit. It comes with 4 colors, and each one of the balls will make an entire car seat blanket.
They have been a big hit, and they're such a great gift because I would have liked to have a car seat blanket.
I know, because it's not too big and it's just the right size.
Yeah.
So this is the second one. So this is the pink one, and this is a basket weave one. So I really liked that one, and so I decided to do another one. So this one is not guaranteed for anybody at this point in time. We're just going to tuck it away so that if somebody we know has a baby girl, we'll be able to have a car seat blanket ready.
That's beautiful. I like the basket weave one. That's my favorite out of all of those ones.
There's a little bit, it's cushy, if that makes any sense. So I really, really like that.
Now, out of all of these 4 of them, the different patterns, which one did you prefer to knit?
I like the basket weave one, but I must admit the one that I made, that is this one with a little bit of lace work, is really nice. So if you know, for instance, my niece who's in Australia, she doesn't need a heavy car seat blanket. So because of the openness of it,
Right.
And I really like it.
Easier to knit.
Yes, it's nice.
Right. Well, nice.
Yep, I like them all.
I like
That's
them
good.
all too. Yeah.
It was a great kit. So that is a Mary Maxim kit. So you can order things online and they'll deliver them right to your house, by the way. So that's really cool. All right. So then, still on the baby things, we are looking with, it's called Ella Ray Cozy Soft Prints. So that's the yarn. It's a DK yarn, and it is 75% acrylic and 25% wool. And you can tell that it isn't 100% acrylic because it just of the way that it is. So I've made two things. So the first thing is a pair of Rise socks. Now, this is a Tin Can Knits pattern. It's a great pattern, and it is for worsted weight. So what I thought was if I made a small size in DK weight, it would make them just a little bit smaller and it would be nice for a baby. So I really loved this yarn. I love the colors in it. I think good for a boy or a girl, so it's all good.
And how was it to knit? Because I see you've got some different
yeah,
things
it's got a little
going
bit
on
of
here,
texture
detail.
there. It was fantastic to knit up, and I did these socks 2 at a time.
Oh, did you?
I did. So I'd taken a class. That's actually where I got the Rye pattern
Right.
from.
And you don't fold these ones over, obviously. I just tried to do that and it didn't really look
No.
good. These are not meant to be folded over.
No, but the 2 at a time, because this was the pattern we were working on in that class of doing 2 at a time socks. So I had an idea of how to practice it. So it was a good,
Right.
that's part of the reason for choosing to do those.
And this would be a good, I'm still trying to talk Colleen into doing a tutorial on how to do that because I think it's amazing. This would be a good tutorial to do for somebody, a beginner, to do that.
You know,
or no?
it's great. It is actually, it's not a bad deal because they're small, and so
Right.
it would be easy to do.
Yeah. So that would be, I'll
I
check
would-
into that.
You probably could do that. No problem. So that's that. And I decided to do a hat that matched. So this is, you've seen this before. It's a basic baby hat by Heather Tucker. And I love how it comes out. So it's
Well,
just
that's
the right
lovely too,
size.
yeah.
It's going to go with those socks. If you can turn it so they see the crown, because that's the nice
There you
piece
go.
of that pattern. I really, really like that.
Yeah.
And
There
so
you go.
that's
That'll
going to be a
cute.
nice gift as
Yeah.
well. So we're just
Nice.
going to tuck those away. So those
Good
are
luck then.
my finished objects. So May, do you have any finished objects?
I do.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so surprised.
I know, I asked like I don't know. I totally know. But anyways.
Because Colleen ordered this finished object. Now, maybe
Well, I
you
didn't order it finished. I ordered the kit.
Yeah, you ordered a kit.
Right.
But for those of you who don't know, we've been going to, well, you know, we go to different yarn stores because that's what we do at our adventures. And when we were in a Toronto store the last time, I saw a little animal that was felted. And it came from a kit. And I said to Colleen, that would be so cute to try and felt something. I've never felted anything in my life, but it's cute. And so
I was going to buy it for her there and then. And she said,
and I said, no, I don't need a felting kit. Like, I've got enough things to do. So lo and behold, it came home, and I don't know how it all came about, but in the mail came a kit, but it was a koala bear kit for felting.
it was a surprise.
Surprise! And actually, you know what? The cool thing is the kit, came from, you didn't order it from Scotland, but it was made in Scotland, which was kind of cool.
Yes.
It was from the Galt House of Yarn, I believe.
Is that where I ordered it from?
That's
And
where
they
you got
have
it from.
great service, by the way. I just want to let you know that. Their shipping is reasonable. If you spend a certain amount of money, you get free shipping. And it comes quickly, and I really, really like how their service is that
Good.
way.
Yeah. So the kit arrives, and it's a koala bear, and it's a felting kit. And I'm going to put a little video up here. I made a video of what was unboxing the kit to show you what it looked like, how it came. So this came in the mail, and I wanted to unpackage it for you in front of you. So there's the box it came in, and we'll see what comes inside it. This is exciting. Comes in a little package like this. There's the koala. That's cool. And it comes with pipe cleaners, little foam piece. There's some eyes. Looks like the needles, even to felt, are in there. There you go, 3 needles in there. That. And it comes with the instructions. There we go. Now I noticed the instructions have white pipe cleaners and they've given me purple pipe cleaners. I'm not sure if that's going to make any difference, but we'll see how that works. And some roving, I think they call it roving. Yeah, so that's nice. All the parts came with it. And it says right here, if you can see that, it says it's a beginner kit. So I'm looking forward to putting this together and to be one of my finished objects. So we'll see how that turns out on our next podcast. And so then I spent an evening, most of an evening, putting it together. So I'll show you my finished kits, my finished objects. And here it is.
It's so cute.
Then that's the finished object. It's a little koala bear. And that's my first felting experience, and I really quite enjoyed it. I mean, must admit, I poked my finger maybe 3 times, but not too bad.
A little closer, maybe?
Yeah, there you go.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And it came with, as you've seen from the kit, it came with all the materials that you needed, and there was actually some left over. Some things left over from it. So anyway, it was my first felting thing, and I think I quite like felting. I think I might try some other little animals, because we also, when we were on one of our adventures, we bought a felting book, and it has little kittens and little cats. So I want to kind of try those things for maybe one of my finished objects. So that's my finished object, and thanks for getting me that kit. I quite like it, and we'll put them back in the box, and that's the kit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And next, we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is a shawl. It is the Besties for Life shawl, and that's by Cozy Up Designs.
I think it was named after us.
It could be
Besties for Life.
Absolutely. It is a beautiful shawl. It uses 4 50-gram skeins of fingering weight yarn. Now, I had purchased a kit a couple of years ago, and it was 5 50-gram skeins. So it was perfect, because I thought I'll just get rid of one of the colors and then I'll use up what I've got. Remember, trying to work on stash. So this is the start of it. It's a very gentle gradient. This kit, I'll show it all to you. I love this lace. I've had a few moments where I had to count again, but I do like it. It's going nicely.
It looked complicated.
Yes, it has its moments. Let's turn it this way.
Is it complicated?
It has its moments. It's just making sure you keep the right number of stitches.
And how are these needles? These feel like pretty nice needles.
They are. Yeah, they're really nice. These are Chow needles, and
Okay.
I am quite fond of them. Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's so this is Shelridge yarns, 80-20% fingering weight, and it's 4.
I think I love the color. Like, I'm really in love with this color of green. It's not purple.
No.
And I love that it goes light, and it's like
Dark.
a gradual dark. I don't know if you can see
Perfect.
that in there, but it's going to be really nice when you get those other colors
So
on
I'm
the
going to
go.
hold them up.
In order that they
If
come?
you can help me.
Sure.
Yeah, I got one more here. So that's
There we
going to be
go.
the 4 colors. So it's going to be a nice dark color by the time it gets to the end.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
I'm
lovely.
really liking it. Now, these skeins don't have quite the yardage that I need. So I'm aware of that. I knew that going in. But I have to tell you, the first color, I had absolutely enough to do. I may have to do a little bit of fiddling with numbers, but I just liked the color. I liked that I was using things up, so I'm happy
That's
about
gorgeous. Can't wait
Really
to
happy
see
about
that one
that.
finished. And I can't wait to see green on you as opposed to purple. I'm going to go, who are you? Maybe that was Colleen.
that. Exactly. Well, Colleen, Ireland, green.
Let's see.
There we go.
See, green. Oh my gosh.
There you
Green.
go. Perfect.
There you go.
All right, so
All right.
that's first work in progress. My second work in progress is a pair of shorty socks. And these are called Georgia socks, and they're by Tracie Millar, who's one of the grocery girls. And I have to tell you that it is a hope. There it is. So we're going to show it on this side
Okay.
because it's a
Well,
lovely
right, there's a lot
shorty
of
sock.
detail here.
And there is a right and a left. So I've got the right one done. It's a half finished object at this point in time. And this was stressful for me because I'd never done a cut in heel without having waste yarn. And so I did exactly as the pattern said, and then I went and cut the yarn, and then I undid what I needed to undo, and I thought, okay. I had to do a little fudging in the corner. That was on me. I didn't quite do what I needed to do, but I'm happy with them, and they fit. So following the pattern, I got socks that fit, and I'm really, really happy with that.
Now, I have to ask you, cutting into your yarn has to have been stressful.
Very
I can't
stressful.
imagine going to all that work and knitting all this detail and then having to, did you take scissors to cut it in, or
Yes.
you take scissors, you actually cut the yarn?
Yep.
I can see another tutorial here because holy smokes, how do you do that? And then
Well,
you got to pick up
they're
stitches?
very careful because you thread one needle through on one side and one needle through like above and below, and then it leaves you one row of stitches that if
Right.
you can cut that one row.
But as a non-knitter, I can't even imagine. The knitters out there, you must be thinking, oh, it's not a problem.
Well, I
It's a
was
piece of
working
cake."
on this yesterday, and you were trying to talk to me. I said, I can't talk to you right now.
Is that what that was all about?
I'm doing surgery. I can't do this right now.
Oh, well, they
so-
turned out great. Look at that. Is that supposed to have a little lump there on the heel? Like a
Well,
little-
they haven't been blocked yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
Once they fit on me, there will not be. They're just the right
Just-
size.
yeah,
So
nice.
this yarn is. It is 70% acrylic, 23% viscose from bamboo, and 7% polyester. It's the perfect pair from Loops and Thread, and I got this at Michael's. And I've already made a pair of shorty socks with it. I made some of the Rose City roller socks, and so I had enough.
It's lovely.
I'm really, really happy with
The
them.
yarn is like, and it wasn't that expensive, the yarn, I don't
No,
believe, from
not at all.
Michael's.
And the nice thing about Michael's is when you find something that you like there's always going to be a 40% or 50% off coupon.
Right, so yeah,
It's good.
great.
So that was that. My last work in progress is taking me a while, and it probably will take me a while. It comes as a kit. It's the Hug This kit.
Are you enjoying this, or is it just trying to get
To be
through it?
honest with you, and I'm always honest with you, is the fact that this yarn is not worsted weight. And the ones that I've been working on have either been sport weight or worsted weight. This is a little finer. And so it is coming along.
But you used to find this because you do socks with fine.
I am.
But this is just fine and a lot of it.
It is.
Oh my
I love
goodness.
it. The colors are brilliant. I think it's going to make a really nice baby Afghan.
I think next year we'll see you after.
So this, you may see this a lot in works in progress because it's not going to go quite as fast as the other
Wow.
ones had. But I wanted to use it up. We purchased this. The
Right.
whole idea is that you
Wrap it
finish
around.
this and then you put that little sole around there like that, wrap it, and then that holds the blanket nice and tidy. And
And
the
then it'd
little
be a great gift, but
Exactly.
my goodness, it's a lot of work.
Exactly. Well, it's crochet. I've got a lovely, by the way, it's purple. It just happened to be the right size. So I've got this lovely crochet hook, which I'm really, really enjoying using. And so it's going to come along. I just have to do a little bit at a time and not get
Okay.
impatient with
All
it.
right.
So those are my works in progress. And next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Today's adventure takes us to Belleville, Ontario, which is about an hour and a half east of Toronto. Now I've put a little map together, a little video of where I put my finger along because somebody suggested that a few episodes ago, and I tried to make a map, but I didn't make a map. Anyway, I'm trying something new, so we'll see where
Oh, that's
it
a
is
great
because
idea. That's fantastic.
we were heading up to 1,000 Islands.
Yes.
Which is very east of Toronto, but we did some stops on the way, and this is part of our adventure and part of our road trip was Belleville, and there was Picton and different ones.
Yeah.
And today's we're going to focus on the Grey Heron yarn store that we stopped in Belleville, and we met Karen, who was wonderful. But Colleen will
Exactly.
talk a little bit more about that. But first of all, we'll talk about Belleville, which is a lovely little community. There's
is.
only about 50,000 population, and it's located just in a bay of Quinte, I believe. That's bay.
right, yeah.
And also the Moira River. I think
Okay.
it's Moira. I think that's Moira River and Quinte. So it's,
Yeah.
but it's just like any little bay community, you know, where they have the shipyard there, and they have all these nice boats. And we were able to have lunch there, right on the dock. As you can see, some of the photos, the water level is so high everywhere at the
right.
Great Lakes, and anywhere we go, even when we went to 1,000 Islands further, the water level is so high this year, higher than it's been in, I don't know,
Exactly.
years. But anyway, we were sitting out in the patio and the water was coming to our feet. You were kind of worried
I
about
kept
that.
saying, May, are you sure you don't want to move? Are you sure you don't want to move?
I was only worried about my camera equipment, but it wasn't on the ground. I put it on a chair. But other than that, we were good.
Yeah.
Belleville had the first deaf school in Ontario, and that was in 1870.
Interesting.
For special needs. That was awesome that was there. Also, there were some hockey players from there. There's been some singers from there. They have a couple of malls. They have a casino. We didn't get to that casino because, again, we was just on our way to 1,000 Islands. And lovely little store. Hi to Karen, because her and I got talking as Colleen was doing her shopping. Karen and I chatted a long time about ancestry, and Karen is really, not only did she have an amazing yarn store, but she was so interesting to talk to.
She's
about
so knowledgeable about everything.
Knowledgeable about being a smart businesswoman, very smart businesswoman.
Absolutely.
She actually started the yarn crawl of North of Ontario.
The Lakeside yarn crawl.
Lakeside Yarns. She started that.
She did.
So, very smart businesswoman. You can tell just by having a conversation with
Yeah,
her.
she's amazing.
She was amazing. And then we got talking about, not yarn at all, we got talking about ancestry, and I could have stayed there all day.
Exactly.
And then she recommended a great place for us to have lunch. That was that
Boathouse,
place.
yeah,
And
restaurant.
that's just kitty corner, and that's where all the water was coming up.
Exactly.
But yeah, so it was a nice stopover, and I'm so glad that we stopped there. And it's awesome to meet Karen. And now that we know her, it's great. And you can talk a little bit about what Karen had in her yarn store.
Exactly. So it was this lovely little tiny store, and she's done such a good job of placing things well because it's tiny and quaint, and yet there's lots there to see. And so that's what I really like.
I know you're saying tiny, but we went to a store in Edinburgh, and that was tiny.
Oh, that was tiny.
That was
Yeah.
like a walk-in closet tiny, but it was lovely too.
Yes.
So I guess tiny relevant to
What you would see
in
Ontario. It was smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just smaller square footage, but there's so much yarn, and as I said, Karen's done such a great job of setting it up that I didn't feel
Claustrophobic
at all.
No.
It was great.
Very bright. Lots of
great.
windows there. in
Exactly.
front. Yeah, it was great.
So lots of yarns. I'm just going to list them off. So she has Ancient Arts, Handmaiden, Shirley Bryan, Unique Fingering, Timber Yarns, Koigu, Cascade, Ravenswood Fiber Company, so many things. Now she doesn't do online, and that's because her idea is that you need to see colors and you need to feel the yarn. And I understand that because
She has a good point, because when you
does.
see it in a monitor, it's very different. Because
Exactly.
I took a Photoshop course with one of the teachers was saying that anytime you see yarn on the monitor, it's not at
Gonna
all
be
what
that
you
color.
may see. We've been very fortunate when
Yeah.
you've bought yarn.
Yeah.
Online, you've basically been able to get the colors that we
Right.
thought, especially when you did the Hudson's Bay cowl. That was awesome.
Yes.
You got the right colors.
Yeah.
But when you're buying it like a yarn store and all that bulk and all those colors, many of the yarn store people that we've talked to have said it's not always what they thought.
it was going to be, and that just has to do with the monitor, and
Right,
then
it
it changes
does.
what that color is.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. I can appreciate what she says because I don't often order yarn online, and I've had a couple of times where I have because I thought, oh, I need a sweater quantity and I just want to do
Right.
that, and then I go, oh, that's not quite the color I wanted. I'm going to make it work. There's some yarn that I bought, and it's just a little bit more of a creamy color than I thought. So I'm just gonna do some color work around here, so it's not
Right.
quite so beigey, I guess is the word that I'm
Right.
trying to do.
So if you visit Belleville and you visit the Grey Heron, tell Karen we say hi. May and Colleen
Exactly.
sent you, because it is worthwhile to go to that store.
Exactly. And here's the address. It's 25 Pinnacle Street, South Belleville. And this is a time where I was so happy that I'm always early because we found the yarn store first, and then we thought, oh, we're going to go because it's right near where the water is, and we got
Right.
to have a little walk around. And
we were
got to
ready
take
for a
some
walk
photos.
because we
That's
had
right.
been on the road for probably 3.5 hours. I
Exactly.
would imagine 3.5, 4 hours we're on the
Exactly.
driving, so it was nice to get that little break and have it. And it's all about the food too.
Oh, yes, lunch was
The
great.
lunch was amazing. So
So that's about the yarn store and about our adventure.
Yeah.
And next, we're going to talk about souvenirs. Before I talk about souvenirs from Grey Heron Yarns, I wanted to mention something and I forgot. When I was talking about the Besties for Life pattern, I had purchased, I don't know, months ago, and I had to do some hunting to find it, some highlighter tape. I think I actually ended up getting it on Amazon. And so what it is, and I don't want to show too much of the pattern, so I'm just going to show you
I
that.
can do that for you.
Yeah, just fold it, but don't You know me.
Okay.
So it's right here is the highlighter tape. And I want to just show you what it is. So it's going to tell you what row you're on, and then it comes off just like that. And then you just move it to the next place that you need to be, put it back on, and away you go. So
that's cool.
it is. It's really
Is it
cool.
actually for knitters? I'm going to do that so they don't see the pattern.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's actually for knitters?
Yes,
Or
for
is it for other
knitters, for
things?
people doing sometimes of embroidery, or anytime you're using a chart. It's a way of seeing what you're doing, and then it just comes off.
Oh, I like that idea.
I do too. Now, it's not doing anything to that piece of paper. I'm a little leery about it because I wasn't sure about it. But what I do is I use a sleeve, like a plastic sleeve, as a page protector, and it comes off that sleeve easy peasy too. So
Colleen's funny with things like this. She has sleeves for everything, those plastic sleeves.
I do.
And when I buy a magazine, I might put it on the table and I'll put my coffee cup on it, and then I can feel these eyes on me of, oh my God,
don't do that.
what have I done? But anyway, it's kind of cute.
You know, what can I say? Okay, so now on to Souvenirs from Grey Heron Yarn. Once again, there's her card. All right, so first of all, I found some yarn. And this is Sock Leo by Ancient Arts. It is a 80% merino, 20% nylon, and it's fingering sock. And this is the Dalmatian colorway.
Oh, it's named well.
Exactly.
Now, do you have something in mind for this?
I do. So in the last little bit, before we left on our adventure, I had needed a certain color, and I had been doing some digging in my stash, and I had black, just Cascade Heritage Sock black. And I thought, when I saw this, I thought I could mix those two together. It won't be too dark with the black, and this will add some lovely color and lighten it up a little bit.
I think you are correct.
So I want to do a 2-color shawl with that. Mm-hmm. So that's what that was
That'll
about.
be nice.
So I was getting ready to pay for this, and then I said to Karen, what are those things behind?
She was
behind your
unpacking,
toe?
unboxing.
She was unboxing, and I thought, you know what? I wanted to get one of those. So one of the things that's all the rage right at the moment is a shawl cuff, and this is by Knox Mountain Knit Co. And it is snaps, and it just goes around like this, and it's just going to keep it in place or add a little bit of design to it. Let's see if I can do that. No, it's not going to stay right now.
Want me to help? Or
It's okay. I got
okay,
it through.
okay. But it's very well made, and
it
it's
is.
Made of leather.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's kind of brings a different look to something.
Exactly.
Right?
And the other thing is, now my wrists are a little skinny, but some people wear them like that.
Oh,
Yep. They just wear it like it's a bracelet.
wow.
Pretty cool. Exactly. So once again, May is always my color person. I'm going, May, do I get brown? Do I get black? I really don't want to get two, but what do I do? Because I wear black most of the time, and yet the black was pretty stark.
Yes.
And I wanted it to show. So this is a deep brown, and I'm really, really happy with it. I think it will be great.
Yeah, it's very cool. It'll change the look of some of your things.
Exactly.
Many of your things.
So I'm working out of my stash. I'm proud of myself for that. I am trying to find something to go with something in my stash, and this is the perfect thing, and I still have a souvenir. So when I wear that shawl, I'm going to remember Karen and Grey Heron Yarn.
I think we should put it out there that maybe people should go into their stash and see what they could come up with.
Exactly. I think it's
Like
a great
a challenge, like a stash challenge of what you could do.
I like that
because,
idea.
really, there is a lot of yarn in there that we could pretty much go shopping in our basement. But yeah, so here's the challenge. Go into your stash and come out with something really cool. And then I'd love for you to tell us about it, because we love getting your comments. Those are great. Yeah. And we read them, and we will, maybe now that we're retired, we can maybe start responding and maybe saying some replies on your comments.
Because we do appreciate what
we do appreciate them, and we do take them to heart. So thank you for that.
And I just have to remind you, we are now over 450 subscribers.
Wow.
I know. Who would have thought?
Yes.
Way back when we thought if 10 people watch, we'll be happy. Because we just thought it's our adventure. We just want to document it. But we're loving so much that we have people along this adventure with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, like us, comment down below. Let us know what else you'd like to see. And until next time,
You take care.